I'm Holly Terry, the campaign manager for Yes on 200.
Tell us about 200.
So issue 200 is a 0.1%, so that's 1 penny on $10, sales tax increase in Larimer County to fund a new animal shelter, which we horribly need. The current one is inadequate, it's too small, it has asbestos, we can't renovate. We're absolutely busting at the seams.
Talk about how long you've been busting at the seams.
We built the shelter in 1974, and we took in 7,000 animals that year. This shelter was too small the year it was built, and it was all that the community could do at the time. And since then, the community has only grown by leaps and bounds, and the shelter that was inadequate from day one has just become more and more and more of a restriction. It's very hard to get the work done in a building that's this small and this ill-equipped.
What are the plans for the new shelter should it go through?
So the new shelter, the goals with the new shelter were to be efficient and effective. We want it to be easy for staff to clean so that we can make the best use of their time. We want it to be full of light because sunshine improves mood and it sanitizes disease. So it's full of light, it's good for clients, and it gives us the space that we need to rehabilitate animals who are recovering from injuries or mistreatment.
What kind of numbers is the Humane Society looking at annually?
We take in between 7,000 and 8,000 animals a year, which is a pretty steady number. What we're seeing increases in is mostly the human population. We've had an increase of 330% in Larimer County human population since we built the shelter. And the people that we serve are really getting the short end of the stick too, because we just don't have the space to give them any sort of privacy or calm counsel. Everywhere you go in this building is total chaos.
Do you think if you built a new shelter that would be outgrown as well rapidly, or do you think it would last for a long time?
The shelter that we have planned is intended to be with the county and serve the county for a very long time. We tried to design it in a way that it was efficient for what we have now, allows for some expansion, and is still respectful of being conservative for taxpayers.
If the issue passes, what happens? Do you get a lump sum and start building next year?
Yes. So if the issue passes, the county immediately incurs the debt for the total cost of the project, and we can break ground this winter. And then the construction timeline is about 2 years, and then the county goes through the process of repaying the debt with the tax money as it comes in.
What's the cost of the shelter going to be?
The shelter is about $8 million, and then there are other costs of actually, the professional services costs. There's some cost of issuing the bonds, which are the loans that the county goes into. Then there's the interest of paying back the debt. So there are a lot of moving parts. The total cost of the project when it's all said and done is $16,400.
Where would the shelter be?
The shelter will be on County Road 30 in Loveland, so it's just north of the Fort Collins Loveland Airport.
Why is this important to you?
The building, as it is not working for the animals. It makes behavior problems worse. We have a hard time helping animals become adoptable because we want them not to react to loud noises and to be kind of at this heightened level of stimulation all the time. It's bad for them because they're so stressed, and it's bad because it incentivizes bad behavior instead of good behavior. And we really are not doing what we need to do to train them and get them adoptable because the building limits us.
Dave Clark joining us from Loveland City Council. He's also Mayor Pro Tem of Loveland. Thank you for being with us, Dave.
Thank you very much.
We're talking about Issue 200. What are your thoughts on this initiative?
I'm opposed to it. I think it's the wrong thing at the wrong time. They've just gone a little too far on their reach. I think they should have taken smaller steps on it.
Are you opposed to the facility that could be built for the Humane Society, the size of it, the cost of it?
The size and the cost, that's correct. I've been in the existing facility several times myself, and I understand their concern about an old facility. They've outgrown it. It's in very bad shape. They certainly need a new facility. I don't argue that at all. what they are proposing is such a big step. It's too big of a step for me. What they want to have out there is too big, too much. It costs way too much. That's the one big issue. The other issue is the the way they want to finance it, and that is they want to put a sales tax to fund a private nonprofit business, which just flies in the face of unreason to me.
Okay. Dave Clark, Loveland City Council member and Mayor Pro Tem. We're talking about Issue 200, which would add a penny tax on $10 of sales tax to create money to build a new facility for the Larimer Humane Society. Now, this is an initiative on which we're going to vote yes or no. So it's not like I needed to bring you to this discussion for any other solutions. But do you have any other ideas or a way that it might work or anything like that? Any other solutions?
Well, I think if they were to build a facility half the size and maybe with half the amenities that they're trying to put in, that it would be a lot more compatible. How they would go about it to serve the county and the area as far as funding, that's the big question, and I don't have another answer for that. I just don't believe that using public sales tax dollars to fund a private organization is the way we should go.
Okay. Do you have anything else you wanted to add on the issue?
Yeah, one other thing is once they get it built, then the big question is how they're going to operate it. Because operating a facility that's almost 3 times as big as where they're at right now is going to cost a lot of money. And the business plans that I have seen from them, and I've had meetings with them probably 3 or 4 times, they don't have much of a business plan on how to operate it other than simply saying, we're going to have more donations. And I don't see that. I hope they do, but I'm not sure how that's a very good business plan. It's not very solid. There's not a long-term stream of funding that's really locked in to help operate and maintain that. And I believe over time they're going to have to come back to the cities and county and say, oh, we need more money. So I'm very concerned about their outlook going forward.
All right. Dave Clark, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.